Hi folks, I'm Pete the Psychic Medium, and this is for entertainment purposes only and for spiritual development. Hope you enjoy. It's 1:30 in the afternoon on the 17th of July, Wednesday, 2024 Australian time. Okay, so I've just come in from outside and I was given a real buzz. There's a lot of energy going on at the moment. We've got, as I'm recording this, we've got the matter up in the northern hemisphere in America, where they've got the Republican Congress, and Trump was shot the day before yesterday, and all that matter. The energy generally is, I don't think I've ever come across or felt energy like this in my 77 years on the planet. It's something like 1 minute you could almost cry, and the next minute you're elation. That sort of complete opposites, and it's a swirl. And they did tell us, going back to my last or second last blog, my spirit friends did say that it was fluxing, that nothing was solid. Oh, it sounds like a train going past, and there's no train line here. So anyway, it really is up in the air. But while I was down getting firewood, actually, slicing it up, they said, my spirit friends said that they've got some news for me or information. So, all right, I'll sit with them. I'll just tune in first, and then we'll get going. Okay, so as they reminded me, they've given us the predictions for the election coming up in America. Still getting Biden will win, and we've had that for 4 years. Kamala Harris will be the vice president. This is what we had before. Something will happen early in the next year, and there's a possibility Biden will either have to leave or be out, and Kamala Harris will come in. So that's a little pregram there. All right, my friends. Now, you were telling me just in that little break that it's to do with next year, because I didn't get anything at all, haven't had anything at all for next year. So, is that correct? Yes, Pete? Yes, it is. Okay, so do you want to say anything to the end of the year election in America? Is that still the same? Absolutely. Trump will go to the gate. He'll go right up to the gate, convinced that he's the winner. But unlike last time, he is being mellowed or subdued in some way. And the way we're picking it up, he could well be told that there's something's going to happen to make changes. So don't get excited. They've got the bull by the proverbials. And okay, so that's you. Yes, it is. We're still not sure on all of this. It's such a flux because there's so much corruption in America. Even as we've said to you, not just in the Republicans, it's right across the board. Money, the god of America, has had them by the short and curlies. And so the whole matter of the next few years is going to be unraveling that. And that's going to be extremely painful, because the pride that's come before is heralding the fall. And it's really sad. Yeah, and you've said this all the way along, my friends. You've said it in every one of my blogs that are related to this time. All right, so we're up to the election. Yes. Trump doesn't win. No. J.D. Vance is to be mentioned in any way? Oh, he's a smart cookie. He didn't get to where he's at by being what he claims to be. He's climbing, and he intends to be the president, and he intends to take over where Trump left off, Just checking. That's you guys? It's us? Yes. And he is far more mellow to the American people, and hence why he's just a walk-in. And it's extremely worrying because, again, we don't know what's happening in the early part of next year. I was hoping you did. All right. But he's sitting there, he's watching, and he's the one that's been manipulating behind the scenes in many ways, not alone. There's a team of them. And this is the plan, is to have Trump up there, take all the flack, take all that's been going on over the years, while he slowly comes up behind, moving up. He's young, he's powerful, physically, he's ruthless, he has ways of getting through to people that, even where he's ruthless in one way, he can be very calming and reassuring. He's Trump on steroids. Wow. I think I'd like to hear that. All right, so we're going from holding, yes, we'll hold that. We're going into the new year. Here we are in January 6th. What's the verdict, if any? No, there's no flare-ups like there was 4 years ago. The American people generally are starting to wake up on both sides. It's sort of like there's an undercurrency, as we've sort of indicated. Oh, excuse my clock. There's an undercurrency that's bringing the good to the surface, even in the ones who are supporting Trump, but it's also bringing the not so good in those that were supporting Biden, but in a different way. It's sort of like we said to you in one of the blogs, remember, that it's a bit like the oil in the water. And the oil is now coming to the surface, and the oil wasn't just in one camp. It was right across the board, and it's the whole problem of America being based on money, and monetary, and capitalism. And with Aquarius coming up, that's all going to get shattered, because Aquarius and the planets as they move through in Aquarius are going to make sure that the Aquarian model is obeyed. And that's going to bring a lot of heartache and chaos, particularly in America, but also, of course, ripples through the world. And that's going to be going on, as we said, well after you've gone. But it's all happening in this time frame. So, as far as that first month of January, it's not to say it's not going to happen or nothing's going to happen, but we're getting sort of like this rumblings, and there's going to be pros and cons. There's going to be people you expect to be behind Biden won't be, and the ones behind that are opposed to Biden will be. It's sort of like that murky water. Again, oily water. We're coming up. So basically, I'm me, Pete, now. So are you saying that January 6th will go ahead and there won't be any ripples or rumbles? Yes, exactly. It will be fine. I'm going to have to slow down a bit with you guys because I'm jumping because of this. I apologise. I'll try and calm down a bit and not force the issue. Righto, so we're coming up to January through to February. Anything in there? There's something that the people are aware of. There's something with Biden. Now, everyone knows Biden is an old man and his health is not good. Can't be at 80, whatever, running around the countryside and going all around the world. It's just not possible. He will rule well for January. He'll be an excellent and fast-moving president because he knows that his time is short. He knows his health's not the best. We're not getting a lot per month. If we do get a specific month, February is there's something in February. Bells ringing. Could be he's hospitalised, but not. It's like a precaution. But he's out again. So it's not like he's in and the doors are locked. March, there's major changes. Really serious major changes coming in America. Courts and court cases and law, Supreme Court, all of that. Now, we have a tendency to say something like we said that the matter that's just happened, where Eileen Cannon would drop the case and be taken off the case basically, and we said that would happen 2 months ago. Because of this absolute fluxing that's going on, the dates are very hard to pick. What we can give you is the events, but not necessarily on those dates, but we'll do the best we can. So we're in February of March, the court cases and courts. There's something there very, very powerful, very strong. Enough. March. And that's continuing on. But as we say, it might be April. But we'll say March. April, sadness. And we're not saying it's exactly, again, don't hold us to the actual months, please. But we've got April, so we'll say that, but it could be May or June. It'll be after these dates anyway. Sadness. Really, really sad. And Pete is guessing that it's Biden. We're not saying. We know Trump is already, something's happened to Trump. He's not around. We haven't seen Trump around since the election. That's not to say he's gone. We just don't know. The devil looks after his own, and the devil is the one that he prays to. That's his God. When Trump talks about God and his belief, it's the devil. It's not the creator God. And that's why he can never quote the Bible, because that's his enemy. That opposes everything he believes in. The God he believes in is money, and Solomon, of the King Solomon way back, and the Solomon Society, and all those that support money first, money second, money third. Now we're saying that, not you, Pete. We're saying that. So if they want to shoot anybody, they'll have to come up here. April. Huge funeral. Massive funeral. St. Patrick's Cathedral. And that's in New York. I don't know. We're in layers. We get information coming down in layers. And the hierarchy are saying to us, St. Patrick's Cathedral, sadness, real sadness, shown. It's not what happens, it's the death. And the man being found for who he really was. He was a holy man in more ways than one, but no one could actually see that because he was too busy having to wear so many hats. And yes, we're going to say it's Biden. Kamala Harris is in a spotlight. She wants the job, but she doesn't want the job. She's humming and hawing. She's holding off in some way from taking on the full responsibility. They're waiting. I've mentioned this before. There's like a hierarchy, and the highest of the highest, beyond angels, beyond, well, they're all the same. They're all angels. They're all highest evolved spirit. They're all part of the creation, God's will, God's love. The message coming through is, at this stage, it looks like Camilla could default. And there is some sort of special meeting or Congress or calling together to bring someone else in from the Democrats to replace Biden. We have no idea of time frame, but it would have to be reasonably close to the passing of Biden. we didn't mention, we have in blogs, but we didn't mention that the Senate and representatives will go over to the Democrats. The Republicans will be in absolute turmoil. Sadly, the party is badly split, and they're looking to find a way to split the party, but they know in doing that they're liable to end up in more chaos, but they are looking towards that. And the interesting part about that is the Aquarian era ideology is to bring in more parties, including to bring in representative compulsory voting and for the world, like we have here in Australia, and representative voting, which means that the voters can choose multiple candidates. Now that's going to be coming in, but we're not seeing that in the immediate future. They're going to be talking about it, they're going to be looking at it, and it would be interesting if it came out of the Republicans, because the Democrats would support it. So we don't know. That's an idea that's a little bit down the track yet. We won't say that's going to happen in the next 12 months. Definitely not. But there'll be talk about it. We did say that we could see Buttigieg. Is that his name? Buttigieg? Apologies if I've got the name wrong. We could see him, but it's an unknown. We've still got him there. But there's someone else. There's someone else that's a good man. They're both good men. A second guy who could sway the Congress, or I think it's the Congress, to move him in, but it's too early yet. There's too much. This fluxing is going to go on for a long time. So there's too much fluxing going on. The main part of it is that America itself will be in turmoil, but sounds crazy, but in a good way. Because it'll be the truth coming to the surface, whereas up to this period, even now, it's been stifled. There has been no truth as such. Lies, media, our Rupert Murdoch, all of that has controlled the truth to the point where there's more manipulation in the world, and it's not just America, in the world, than there is truth. The Aquarian age is truth. Truth, justice, and the American way will become truth, justice, and the way of the Creator will be the way of the future. So, my friends, have you any more? There'll be a lot. There's a lot. That's sort of like headlines. You know, when you do your headings for the blogs, this week's blog number so-and-so. Well, that's what these were. They're like headings. Now, we hope to go through them with you, and as we get more information. Like we said, next year we've got a little bit more than we have had, in that it's bringing forth a bit more, but we've said this to you, because the world has turned away from the Creator and what is good. You know, the world's been following Mammon, the god of hatred and money and dog eat dog, and that's not the Creator. And people have been praying to that God. Oh, will I find the right partner in life? Remember we told you all this in one of our blogs? Will I find the right partner? Oh, will I get a new house? Oh, will I ever win the lotto? Oh, materialism. And the Creator, and Jesus, who was a bit like you are, Pete, he was a channeler, he was saying that's the wrong way to go. If you know, all the stuff we've said about it, if a bird falls from the sky, Father God knows all about it, as Jesus said. It's like there's nothing that happens. And your life is an example of that. You can't show them because they'd be mortified. But this old shed you're living in, it's warm, it's comfortable, and it's cheap. You didn't have to pay for it. You gave up your materialism. Many years ago, as you probably don't want us to say this, I don't have much choice, do I? Oh, I can edit it out, can't I? The materialism that you shunned is the reason why you have this beautiful property, couple of acres, your chooks and goat, farm life, land life you've got out the back, which can't be seen, the open spaces on your neighbour's property. And the neighbours are the best of friends. Hundreds of thousands of acres. I mean, how many of you out there, folks, wouldn't die to have this? Well, you don't have to die. You just have to turn like Peter has done. Remember he was saying this? You go in quietly and upwards to us. And what you say when you get up there is, oh, please give us... It's, what do you want for me? If there's a God, if there's a creator, because many of you may not believe it. If there is, what do you want for me? What's best for me? And that's where you start. Now, those of us like... Well, those like Pete, well, not past it, but it's, you're coming down the train a bit. But the young ones coming up, you've got to change. All that you were taught, everything was said to you about money is most important, it's going. As we said, how many years ago did we say, Pete? That's going back to 2001, I think, or earlier. Yeah, around the time. Yeah, yes. When I do that, that's them talking, and then it's me. Yes, it was 2001. It was around the time that we told you that America's complacency was going to destroy it. Yeah, yes, you did. All right, so it was around then that we told you that money, look out, money's going to collapse. There's going to be, everything to do with money was going to collapse. We were giving plenty of warning, weren't we? And here we are now, and the world is about to face that. We'd give anything, absolutely anything, to create a miracle. But can you imagine what the media would do with that? Can you imagine if there was another Fatima? Me here, but you're saying that, aren't you? Aren't you saying there's a Fatima like... There is, but it's unknown. We don't know. Upstairs haven't told us, but there's something coming through. And the blue dots, we've told you about that in the blogs. And what about the I just realised I've run out of time. No, I haven't. Sorry. I've got the new time frame, and I think I've got up to 30 minutes. Soon find out. Anyway, we'll left them in suspenders there. They can have a look in the blog if they want to check it out. So, me here now. Thank you. Did you want to add any more? No. That's basically it. We might have to edit a bit to set it up, but that's all we have to say at the moment. We'll give you more as we get it. Thank you, my friends. Huge thank you to you. Very, very much appreciated. Our pleasure, Pete. And there's more to come. Yeah, thank you. See you guys. See you, Pete. See you, gang.